What's going on, YouTube gang? It's Melo DFS coming to you live and direct. Here to give you my favorite plays for DraftKings and FanDuel for today's 5-game main slate. Today is the 13th of August. Hope everybody's having an amazing Thursday. Feel free to like the video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Press that bell icon to always stay notified for new videos. Let's get right into these plays. Y'all going with the first play at point guard. Gotta look at Luka Doncic in this spot. Going against Phoenix. Looking at a 237.5 play, but he's in a good spot. He's 11,400 on DraftKings, but we're looking at 10,300 on FanDuel, which they're looking at a 61.4 projection play with a 5.4 value. Should be a great game to look into, knowing that Zingas is doubtful, more than likely not going to play, so get a bumping usage for Doncic. He's already averaging 37% in usage on the court, so it's a good spot for him in a fast-paced game as well for Dallas, as they're 99.8 to Phoenix pace is 101.3, so something to consider here. He also has some great games previously. He had 65, a 32, 74, 66, 51, so you could definitely pay up this price tag to keep it close, but Dallas is in a great play going against Phoenix. All right, let's go for some savings, in which we have Markelle Fultz. He is 5,200 on DraftKings, 53 on FanDuel, but knowing that they're depleted on the guard position, Fournier is going to be out, AG's out as well, so this guy's been putting in work when he's like basically the beneficiary on the court. He had 22 minutes, 30 fantasy points, 32 minutes, 45 fantasy points. So last game he had 42% usage, y'all. So something to consider here, knowing that he's going against New Orleans, and where they're out, you know, they're eliminated out the playoffs. So a lot of guys on their end are out. You know, Drew Holiday's out, Ingram, Zion, you know, Josh Hart is out. So Markelle Fultz is a great play in my opinion. It's a good spot for him. You can also go look into Jordan Clarkson, knowing that with Conley's out, we have Gobert out. So something to consider with Jordan Clarkson. He's one of those guys that likes to flourish on the court when the team is depleted. So good spot for him. He's cheaper on FanDuel, looking at a 4,400 on FanDuel, which is too cheap. No way he can do so. Jordan Clarkson is another great pivot for some savings. All right, let's look into our shooting guards. All right, going to the shooting guards, play like JJ Redick. He's 4,400 on DraftKings. He's 48 on FanDuel. Like I said, with the Pelicans, they are depleted. Don't have Josh Hart in the mix, so this guy could flourish here. He didn't play last game, but the games when he actually was getting the usage, he had 31 minutes, 47 face point game, and like I said, he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be on the court, and he has upside against Orlando. He had 35, 11, 35, 36, 48 in the last 5 games against Orlando. So like JJ Redick here, going with a nice savings play for your lines for today. Let's see, who else can we go for? We got Joe Ingles as well. When Conley's out, you know, he also flourishes on the court. He had 28% usage last game. He's 5,800 on DraftKings, 5,300 on FanDuel, but going against San Antonio is also a good play for him as well. He had 27, 38, 22, 40 in the last 4 games. So Joe Ingles also a great play to consider for your lines for today. All right, let's look into our small forwards. Dario Sarge, he's 5,200 on DraftKings, but a great price tag on FanDuel. You think you're looking at 4,400 on FanDuel, which is too cheap. He's been also dominating coming off the bench. He had 36, 34, 24, 27, 40, 24 in the last 5 games, and going against Dallas, like I said, he should be able to flourish here. There's no Porzingis in the mix. He more likely go against like Kleber and those guys, where he should be able to dominate coming off the bench here in the great play. He's only averaging around 25 minutes, but he's giving you good upside when he's on the court. So Dario Sarge, also somebody you definitely consider. Another cheap play is Royce O'Neill. Without Gobert in the mix, he's more likely, they might put him at the 5. I'm not sure, but you got Tony Bradley that's also in the mix as well. But Royce O'Neill, something to consider at 47 on FanDuel, 49 on DraftKings, going against a depleted San Antonio squad here. He should flourish. He had 30, 24, 27 in the last 3 against San Antonio, but knowing that he gonna get a bump in usage, also depleted a San Antonio squad, I think he'll be able to pay up this price tag, give you that 30 fantasy point game. So Royce O'Neill, something to consider at this play. Let's go to our power forwards. All right, going to the power forward spot. We did mention a few of these guys here. Let's see if we get some more savings. We got Kim Burke. All right, 3,700 on DraftKings. He's 38 on FanDuel. But like this play, when there was no AG on the court, he still flourished. He had 27 minutes last game with 30 fantasy point game. And it's not like he has to deal with anybody that's tough, you know, from the Pelicans here. There's no Zion. There's no Ingram, so look, good play for Kim Burke. And he can also give you that 8 to 10 times value in this spot, in my opinion. So something to consider with Kim Burke in this play for today. Let's see who else we were looking into. We already talked about those guys. Yeah, we already talked a little bit about these guys here. We got Nurkic against Brooklyn going against Jared Allen. Something to consider here. I like the price tag more so on FanDuel. With an $8,500 price tag on FanDuel with a 236.5 implied total against Brooklyn. And he also flourished. He had a 73, 49, 63 in the last 3 against Brooklyn. So if you want to go with Nurkic, something to consider here more so on FanDuel. But on DraftKings, they have him at 9,200, which they're looking at a 42.5 projection. But we want guys that can give you that 5 to even 6 times value plays. But if you want to go with a cash spot, Nurkic could be that guy here at power forward, and also he's center play on FanDuel. All right, but let's look at our centers. All right, we already talked about Nurkic, but we got Nikola Vucevic at 9,100. He is still too cheap on FanDuel. On FanDuel, let's see his price tag. I think he's around 78. Let me just double check. 7,900 on FanDuel. So I think it's a great play for Vucevic here against a depleted Pelicans team. They're going to be more so playing the bench. So for Orlando, should be one of those games where he can flourish at 7,900, but looking at a 42.5 projection play for him, and he also dominates the Pelicans, so he could give you value here. But he's 91 on DraftKings. But I like Vucevic in this play. So something else you could consider. I'm not sure if Boban could play, but if he does, he give you great upside. Last time he played and started, he had 25 minutes, 40 fantasy point game, and going against Phoenix, something to consider here. So Boban, great play to look into if he gets to start. Let's see, another play you look into will be Tony Bradley. Like I mentioned before, without Gobert, he's more likely going to start, but if he gets the minutes, he should dominate here. He did have a 42 fantasy point game last game against San Antonio, so something to consider with Tony Bradley, but we got to stay with the news on that end if he'll start. But he could give you great value with this price tag at 34 on FanDuel. Sorry, 34 on DraftKings, 39 on FanDuel. So I like this play for Tony Bradley. And those are the plays for today, y'all. Like the plays, give a thumbs up. If you want any questions, comment below. If you want access to my player pool, click the link in the description for Draft Dashboard tools. Once you sign up, it's only $1 to up to 30 days, y'all. So you get a great bargain for what you have included. You have the NBA cheat sheet, your sleepers, and your studs. Click on the watch players, you get access to your player pool, and you'll see my watch Mel's DFS picks button up top for either DraftKings or FanDuel, and also included any other platform. We got NFL on the way, so it's something to consider to jump on the board for Draft Dashboard tools, y'all. So I love y'all. Y'all collect that bag as well. It's Mel DFS, and y'all stay blessed, and I'll see y'all in the next video.